Hey, what's up? Welcome to the channel. I'm Harlan D. White. In today's video, I want to talk about excess money and budgeting it. So basically, what excess money is money that you get above and beyond your normal paycheck. So this could be because of a tax refund, or in my case, a bonus. And so in this video, what I want to do is I'll show you my current budget, or the remaining amount that I still need to budget this year for a bonus that I received. And then I want to talk through some of the changes this year versus last year. Because just last month, I was actually able to become debt free. I was able to pay off over or almost $50,000 in debt in about 22 months. As a result, my receiving of the bonus this year was a lot different from my receiving of the bonus last year, just because of where my money had to be budgeted, or I chose for my money to be budgeted towards. So, with that, let's go ahead and jump into the budget, and then let's talk through right after that what kind of changed. You just got to get started. All right, so here's my budget. I use YNAB, or You Need a Budget to Budget with, and I use it for budgeting, tracking my spending, as well as monthly reports. Interested in more info, check out the description below. All right, so as you can see here, the total amount that I need to still budget is $4,998.34. Now, the reason why I still have money to budget for my bonus is that I've pretty much budgeted everything else from my bonus that I received. However, I set aside $10,000 until I figured out how much I owed in taxes. Now that I got that squared away, I know that I still need to budget this amount. And so what I'll do is I'll walk through the areas that I've decided to allocate this remaining money towards, and then I'll jump over and talk about some of the differences between this year versus last year when I still had debt. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll start with my business fund, or funding my business category. Last year, I had all of my business expenses mixed into this same budget. However, this year I decided to separate out my business category separately, and so I'm going to send $600 over to that particular category. Next is Bitcoin. So I'm going to add another $500 to contribute towards investing into Bitcoin. The next area that I decided to fund was my emergency fund. Now, this is an area that I do want to start building up to maybe about $5,000. However, for now, I'm going to add another $1,400 to this particular category. The next area that I wanted to put money into is my travel category. I'm going to be doing some travel here in the near future. And this is actually where I'm splurging, I would guess. And I'm going to put $1,200 in this particular category. The next area that I decided to budget for is my maintenance, repairs, or new car fund. So essentially, this is a sinking fund that I want to start building out just in case something happens to my current car. It's paid off. I love it. Don't plan on getting any car anytime soon as long as this one works. However, if something happens, this is an area where I can see that, there may be some serious money that I would need to have set aside. So I've decided to go ahead and out of this remaining money to put $800 towards this. Now, if there is nothing major, and I hope to continue to just start contributing to this category each and every single month, eventually I'll have a lump sum there that I can use to put towards a new car. All right. And then, as you can see, I have $498.34 remaining, and I've decided to throw that into some clothing category. I don't really do too much shopping. I probably won't use this all towards this category, but that is the plan for now. All right, so let's go ahead and talk through some of the differences between this year and last year. All right, so there was my budget and some of the things that I decided to put this remaining money towards. However, let's kind of talk through the thought process of this year versus last year. And let's even think before that, let's even talk about before I was on this debt-free journey, what would happen when I got extra money above and beyond my paycheck. Basically, I would just blow it. Either buy something that I really wanted that I couldn't afford throughout the rest of the year, or, do some traveling and essentially blow it and to choose to ignore my current financial situation. However, we all know that that doesn't last very long. The stress comes back, and then I would tell myself, why did I do that? So once I started my debt free journey back in 2020, I really changed the way that I viewed money. And essentially, anytime that I got extra money, I put it towards paying down debt. So this year, my bonus is actually double than it was last year. So that was definitely a blessing. However, last year, the largest percentage of my bonus went towards paying down debt. So in fact, I put $4,300 towards. I believe it was like $8,000 or so that I received, and 4,300 of that went towards paying down debt. Whereas this year, since I don't have any debt, the bulk of my money was more spread out, and I put it towards investments as well as travel as well as building my emergency fund. And these are things that I did not do last year because any extra money I got it went towards paying down debt. And even in this situation, I have my emergency fund, but then I also started building out sinking funds, which in the budget, that was my car fund area, right? So I have $1,000 sitting there right now to take care of any potential car expenses. In my mind, I'm planning ahead for maybe getting brakes, maybe needing new tires. So that's something that $1,000 should be able to take care of. However, each month I intend on adding to it. And eventually, also, I want to use that fund to put towards purchasing a new car in the future when it is absolutely necessary because I want to drive this and keep no car note for as long as possible. All right, and so that's really about it. So instead of having to put the majority of my percentage of bonus towards paying down debt, I was able to use that percentage towards travel, towards investments, as well as towards building out my emergency fund slash sinking funds. And so it's been nice to have a little bit more of a cushion. And for the remainder of the year, I do still want to continue to build out my emergency funds and sinking funds. And so yeah, so that'll be a large focus for this particular year. So if you like the video, make sure you like the video. If you have any questions or comments for me, leave them below. I'll do my best to get back to you. And if you're interested in more content like this, go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell for future videos. Until next time.